All right, good afternoon, people. It is going on 3 o'clock. I'm your host, Larry Stone. Welcome to the Dark Hour. This one isn't going to be a long one, though, because I have some things to do. But I wanted to talk about um, not getting married. Not getting married. I remember receiving a warning from a guy. I used to work at Walmart back. This was back in 2007. Back in 2007, I remember I was running the register and I was ringing people out. And this was probably like around this was like I want to say Octoberish, if not November at the time. So it was during a holiday. And I remember this one customer, it was a white guy. He looked to be about I want to say about in his early to mid 40s, I want to believe. He was kind of dressed like, he had a little brown, tannish like jacket. He was just dressed like a regular blue collar guy. You know, I rang all this stuff up and I told him how much it was gonna cost. I remember telling my friends this. They don't believe that this happened because it just seemed like some shit that was scripted. And when he pulled out his wallet, he looked at his card for a second. He just looked at it. And I'm sitting there looking back at him like, well, what the fuck? Then he looked at me, looked me square in the eye, and he just had the eyes of a man that just been through some shit. He looked me in the eye and he told me, "Don't ever get married." Now I'm 23 at the time. He just looks me dead in the eye before he used the card to cash out. He just says sternly, "Don't ever get married." I'm thinking in my head, what the fuck does that have to do with buying your shit? He paid for his stuff, got his bags, and walked off into the night. Never seen him again. As odd as that was, that stuck with me my whole life. That this man, this stranger, white guy, telling a young black kid, don't ever get married. As if he was trying to do whatever he can, like it was too late for him. But it's not too late for this young guy. I'm going to tell him because I'm sure other motherfuckers haven't told him yet. Don't ever get married. It wouldn't be till a few years of seeing a lot of red pill content, seeing quite a few personal friends have bad divorces. I'm a product of divorce. When my parents were married, they separated when I was 11 years old. But the more information I've learned over the years about how marriage ends in divorce so much. I come from an era where marriage was just the thing that you're just supposed to do. You get out of school, you get a job, you get a woman, you get married, you have kids, you raise them up till they're old enough to do it all over again, and then you die. And for the longest time, that may have worked, but from the time I'm growing up, I remember growing up to these infomercials talking to parents about how to talk to their kids when there is a divorce going on. And I'm thinking that'll never happen to me and my family. Then it happened to me and my family. My mother left my father. You know. And nowadays, as an adult, 36 now, I've never been married, never came close to it. There was a time I used to want to do it. But, after, let's just say I spent my dating life dodging a lot of bullets. I've dodged a lot of bullets. When I look back on the women that I did want to be with long term, looking back, I'm glad it never worked out. But when you're in the middle of it, you really don't. You're too busy being heartbroken or this, that, and the third to really see a clear picture. You're just thinking about what you've supposedly lost. And nowadays, marriage, probably more than ever before, has become so obsolete, so redundant. At this point, for men to do it, you literally have to be a masochist. Literally. You literally would have to be a masochist nowadays to do it. Because it's not just a divorce thing. It's what happens to a lot of guys when they get a woman like that. They change. They become neutered versions of themselves. This is no offense to any of my friends that are married. I love them to death. But I see the changes. I've seen it. Y'all start having curfews and shit. Y'all walk on eggshells and stuff. You get put in a man cave. You know, a lot of stuff you gotta do with your woman. She runs the schedule. She sets the plans. And for the most part, men, and this is even what my father told me, all you do is work, work, and work, and give your money away. And you gotta do all these things because God forbid she wants to divorce you. I.e., it's cheaper to keep her. Or happy wife, happy life. That bullshit. I just can't buy into it. Seeing things from that angle makes me think about the man who warned me to never get married. Because he looked destroyed. I didn't know much then yet. But knowing what I know now, I look back and like, goddamn, bro, what did she do to you? What did she do to you to make it your business to warn somebody like me? Like I said, I don't know what happened to that man. For all I know, he may have checked out. Because he looked... You can see it in a person's eyes when they've been through some shit. Man, dude. I've seen what it can do. I've seen it in my father when it happened to him, when my parents separated. You know? Why would I want to get married today? Women often ask, don't you want to get married? No. Why not? Because I don't have to. What you mean? Well, number one, I could get 7 without being married to her. That's all you think about is sex when it comes to getting married? Yes! Yes. That's what I think about. Because what incentive does a man have to get with a woman if he doesn't want to sleep with her? There's not much else. And then they'll hit you back with, well, don't you want somebody to cook and clean? I mean, that sounds great. But number one, I could cook and clean for myself. Not like I have much choice. Because number two, women don't want to cook and clean. They want to be equal partners, whatever the fuck that means. What do you mean equal partners? What are you talking about when you claim you want to be equal? Because all equal means nowadays, it's just a fucking buzzword that just gets thrown around like a lot of shit. You want to be equal, then you can't just focus on cash and prizes. You also got to be equal for punishment and consequences too. And women don't like to be held accountable for much. See, women try to twist our arms to get in these relationships, to get in these marriages, but be the first ones to want to jump ship. Now, I still got to check on this video because the resolution might not be coming through as much. Hold on a second. Test this out real quick. Let me see here. It sounds like it's coming through. I don't know. I'm gonna try to have that fixed up. But the warning that I got for the most part, and let me know in the chat. Thanks for whoever looking at my stuff right now. But my point is this, and this, like I said, it's gonna be a short one because I just want to get something out there. My point is this: is that marriage isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore. Now I've heard it from Tom Likas. Shout out to Tom Likas, one of my favorite radio hosts. He talked about this. It doesn't seem like it's worth doing. Most people do it because they're afraid of being alone. They're afraid to be alone. There's no guarantee that that person is going to stay. And then you gotta pay the woman to leave because she's accustomed to a lifestyle, or there's child support and all this other shit. What is the point of starting a family if it's just going to be easily destroyed on a whim because a woman says, "Oh, I don't feel like being there no more. Well, I'm not happy no more." It's pretty much putting yourself in a position where you have to be a consistent servant all the fucking time. You gotta make sure she's protected, make sure she's provided for, make sure she's happy, make sure she's smiling all day or whatever, make sure she's just give and give and give. And but how are you supposed to make sure someone's happy 24/7? That's not your responsibility. That is not your responsibility to make somebody else happy when they can't get their shit together. But for some reason, that has been made part of the deal. And you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to make this woman happy. And once it gets to a point where you can't do it no more, she's out. And all you're left with is a bill. So, with that being said, this is Larry Stone. Leave your comments. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe. And I will see you next time. This is The Dark Hour. Larry Stone out.